Everyone, it's Jed. Welcome to the Bitcoin update. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Happy Monday. Great to see we're seeing some nice price action on Bitcoin. So, um, honestly, no changes since the last update. So we have this macro daily downtrend, and then we erased it from that second point. We moved it here, and then you can see that local breakout that we mentioned about on the mastermind. So here's that breakout. You found some resistance on that daily, on that weekly area as well. However, it did find support on the daily downtrend, right? What becomes a resistance? What was once a resistance now becomes a support, and that was enough to pretty much trigger a bounce up into, up to this point, past this untested daily. And the reason being is because, right? Um, two reasons, right? So you have this nice massive downtrend, right? You see, it's pretty much this from this point to here is just one straight downtrend, right? So the same trend that brings it down is the same trend that brings it up, right? That's one reason, okay? Um, you have, obviously this macro downtrend against these weekly and daily resistances. So that's a very attractive point for people that have interest in selling in the region, hence that red wick now, hence the hard close, slightly below the daily downtrend. And finally, two, right? When I know I say this a lot, right? So when we lose an uptrend, right, on the downside, what happens? You pretty much see a volatile move down, and then, it falls down to the respective support and the respective time frame, right? Well, same thing happens on the opposite side, right? So if it breaks above, above out of the daily downtrend, then you're gonna see a move up into the next, respective resistance in the respective time frame, right? So same thing applies, guys. I know I mentioned that a lot. I just want to make sure I embed that in your heads, just because, I know a lot of you guys are more so swing traders or, investors. So sometimes you just look at the macro scale on a daily and a weekly, okay? So anyways, um, we don't want to evolve this anymore, right? We don't need this. This is invalid because there's no point in moving it here if we already have this macro downtrend, right? So we're just going to delete this. Let's go to the weekly time frame and, just confirm what we're working with. Okay, that's the weekly, right? That's the swing high. There's that weekly level there. Um, Oops, right here, last red candle before that uptrend on the weekly level, right? Cool. Weekly levels. So we're not going to do this yet, guys, right? We're going to keep that here. We can only do this, we can only evolve it if, let's say, it's a red candle on that, the following is a red candle, but, there's still 5 days left. This is most likely going to be green candle, so going to have to wait until the next weekly candle. So let's go back to the daily. All right. Now I'm just kind of curious about this daily, untested daily here. So we zoom in. Okay, I actually, wow. Okay, so this is actually a tested daily. Sorry, guys. So I should have made that. Um, I should have marked that prior. So, okay. So now it makes more sense why it pretty much went right through it, right? But let's go in the smaller time frames and see what happened. Okay, untested 4 hour blasted right through that. We can delete that. We can clean up this chart here, right? That's the 4 hour, a bunch of 4 hour level here. We can keep those 4 hours there. Okay, cool. We're gonna keep those 4 hours down below. Keep them as is. Um, all right. So on the 4 hour time frame, perfect. It goes right to that daily, that weekly. Here's that daily that we spoke about. So here you can see on the daily, right? On the daily, it looks like it just went right through it, right? But when you go to the smaller time frames, you get to see the details. So yes, it goes right through that tested daily, but there's a reason why, pretty much why it held that daily, because it's a support. What was once a resistance now becomes a support, and the reason why it's on point, as you see right here, right? It's such a volatile bounce. This volatile bounce is itself is almost 2% already on just a wick. So lots of interest here that ignited, a lot of interest selling. It ignited up to here, which also has a lot of interest in selling here. Hence, the red candle. Look how volatile this 4 hour wick is. So, kind of curious what we see on the 1 hour. Okay, great. Yep, that's the 1 hour. So, when you zoom in, you get to see more of the details. So, all right, great. So, As of right now, guys, in my opinion, this is not somewhere where you'd want to enter, right? We spoke about how, you know, Bitcoin was reaching the apex, and again, we mentioned numerous times to plan out your strategies, start strategizing, and focus on your entries for a lot of these altcoins, and yeah, that's your reward for strategizing as you get closer to the apex, right? The closer you get to the apex, the more you should be uh, strategizing your entries and so on. So right now, there's not a time where you'd want to enter on a lot of these altcoins. I'm pretty sure majority of these altcoins are moving up because Bitcoin's moving up, right? Wherever Bitcoin's going, the altcoins will follow. So as of right now, on the 4 hour, right, the move happened, right? The move happened already. So what we know right now is that this is a heavily, resistance area, right? Heavy resistance area because you have a weekly, you have a Tesla daily, right? And not even that, it's reaching all-time highs. So um, at this point, um, we would want to wait for either Bitcoin to retrace, right? Or, if you're still holding on, play that, play the route where you think Bitcoin's going to break out of here. If it breaks above this weekly level, then it's going to go into price discovery for sure. It's going to go above all-time highs if it breaks above the weekly. Okay. But if you're someone like me, short-term trader, daily, whatever it be, swing trader, whatever, I personally would, give it a few days. It did just move up pretty high. It just really close to all-time highs again. So I think it just needs a bit of relief for now, on the smaller time frames like the 4 hour. So, um, yeah, I would say for you guys, yeah, the move happened already. I wouldn't advise entering right now. The entries were, you know, back at the last mastermind what we spoke about. Okay, so let's take a look at DXY. Um, okay, perfect. So this explains perfectly why Bitcoin moved up. It lost the daily uptrend on the 4 hour time frame. What happens? It falls down to the respective time frame, the support over there, and then here you can kind of see it struggling right now. It's slowly moving up. Um, we can go on the 4 hour and do this. For anyone that's curious, right? Very, very, very local for DXY, but for anyone that's interested, right? We're gonna move this. We're gonna move that daily uptrend from here to there now. Okay, great. Let's go to that 4 hour. And yeah, now this is acting as resistance at this point here. So pretty much the reason why Bitcoin moved up. So let's go back to Bitcoin. So DXY is slowly, having a relief bounce. So that's why you see Bitcoin um, having some resistance in that region. So again, wherever DXY goes, Bitcoin does the opposite. So yeah, for now, really, you guys know the deal. The support is back down here at this support here. Um, in summary, at this point, you either need to break above that weekly. If not, it's going to retrace down back to this daily support, and then you kind of just see how that rides out. But yeah, pretty straightforward. I will see you guys on the altcoin update. Take care, everyone.